of people who think I've wronged them.
Do you know what I did throughout most of 2019, you obese little twat?
Yeah.
How much has Shoe0nhead changed? How much of a good person is she now? How much of a true leftist is she now?
So as I was saying, we can get to that, but as I was saying, last night I asked you why you were so antagonistic to me, and it seems like it's because you're under the impression that my channel is about rehabilitating the image of people who you dislike.
Well, it's the same grift Sargon used to run 5 years ago. I used to be an SJW, and I come to Sargon to confess my sins. And now you run that grift.
I run
It's pretty gross.
Okay.
Yes.
What is a grift?
Grift? Well, it's a modus of operation on the internet by which to succeed in building a career. We all run grifts. All of us here are grifters. Everyone who makes money on YouTube is a grifter in their own way. I am a grifter.
What's the point of accusing people of being No, a grifter is when you say
just
things...
specifying what your grift is.
A grift is when you lie for some sort of personal benefit. So if you believe
that is rich, that is rather rich.
In some way, I can address
the entire thing that you do is a lie. You run a PR campaign.
How about let's run it point by point. You sound like Arch Warhammer right now, like you're doing the puffy British ramble. Like, let's just hold on. So
that is how I speak, boy.
That's how I speak. I've watched your videos. I know how you talk. Anyway,
and you've spoken to me, so you know how I talk.
Yeah, do you want? Should we like pull up the old video where you don't sound like a lunatic LARPer trying to sound like a British judge in a head wig? Like, why are you sounding like this?
I'm just amusing myself. I'm having fun.
I'm having fun as well, my good boy. Why don't we continue with both of us attempting this charade?
Have fun. You should have fun.
Of course.
Now, please, make the good case.
So I believe your understanding of the word grifter was inaccurate prior to this point. I'd like to correct you if I may.
Very funny.
If you believe that indeed a grifter is anyone who attempts to do anything to benefit their own standing, then
dear sir,
I do believe a grifter would be everyone on Earth.
And has redeemed herself in the eyes of everyone. Please make that case.
Okay, but grift doesn't mean what you're saying it's meaning, right? So we're all grifters. So you're a grifter.
Well, we can agree to disagree. Yes, we are all grifters.
Wait, can I Google?
We are all grifters.
Can Google settle? Hold on. Actually, now that I think about it, the term grifter is like a very online term. I wonder if the definition actually wouldn't be. Hold on.
Well, then you shouldn't spend so much time online, boy.
A person who engages in petty or small-scale swindling. Yeah, that's more of an old-timey definition, I think. But I stand by my description.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. I would like to know why people who have a problem with shoes should let go because you tell them to.
I have never told anyone to let go of their antagonist.
But you are the one running the rebrand.
I'm not running anything.
You did though.
Shoe's channel is like 5 times the size of mine. I don't have the ability to completely rehabilitate her.
Do you think she would have continued growing if she hadn't come onto your stream to suddenly declare herself a leftist?
How powerful do you think I am?
I'm not a leftist. I'm completely grossed out by it. I don't know. What do you mean power? Fundamentally, none of us here have any power. We're just idiots on the internet. That's fundamentally what we all are.
Her circulation of traffic is larger than mine. I don't have the ability. You just happen
to help her. You just happen to help her rebrand and
I'll tell you, she helped my analytics quite a bit more than I helped her.
Yeah, and you helped her in exchange escape responsibility.
What? Wait, escape what? What did I escape? Or what did she escape?
She escaped being held to account by all the people who she screwed over, fucked over,
I'm not your class action lawyer. If you have issues with her, you can talk to her. I'm not here to analyze her behavior.
Then why would you always constantly jump in and defend her?
I defend her against claims that I think are illegitimate. She defends me against claims she thinks are illegitimate.
Which claims are illegitimate?
Well, what claims are you making?
That she was a grifter, that she only changed her opinions into being left-wing because it suddenly became profitable.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Nazi scum. Oh, I fucking tweeted the screen cap of
I've seen it before. Yeah,
defending the Gunt.
Yeah, Ethan Ralph
when he got banned for Holocaust denial stream. When he ran an entire 1 year long fucking campaign of making my life miserable because I made videos against the Nazis 2 years before you were even here, boy.
Why do you talk like
you
that?
do know you do know that she spent a considerable time making people's lives miserable. And it's more than just me. You
Wait,
know
I'm
that.
familiar with
You know,
all of
there is
this.
a guy, you know, there is a guy who Shoe years ago falsely accused, I should say, of spreading child pornography. How do you think will this guy, I
So
mean, I
wait,
can't speak on his behalf,
wait,
but
hold on.
have you ever considered in your bird
Here's
brain
the issue.
how that
Wait,
guy
Kraut,
might think about your rebranding of
Kraut,
her?
hold on. So the issue is, why should I trust anything you have to say when I know you lie about me? Like, why would I believe your
Well, then
characterization
don't.
of anything that's happened
Well,
in the
then
past?
don't. And let me ask you this: why should I trust Shoe's
You
rebrand
don't have
when
to. I'm not forcing you to do anything.
why should I trust your rebrand of her and your
You,
current defense of her when she's dating a Nazi?
how is she? When is she dating a Nazi?
Oh, don't be so obtruse. It is literally people in your own community who found that out
N-
and posted it in your fucking subreddit.
I saw
The
a
guy she
rumor.
went to the fucking Capitol riot with.
Is there any actual
I mean,
evidence of
what
it?
the? How
Wait,
much
wait,
of
wait,
a
wait, wait. You
rebrand
realize how
is
much
that?
misinformation spreads about me, right? People have been spreading. Wait, hold on. You
Oh, yes,
realize? Wait,
everything
hold on. Wait, really
suddenly
quickly,
is
Kraut.
misinformation.
Wait, Kraut. Really quickly. Okay, you do realize that there were a fuck ton of people talking about how she and I were dating, right? Was that true? Like people were talking about that everywhere.
I don't follow such stuff. It's not.
So
No, it's not of
maybe
particular
people
interest
talk about
to me.
things that aren't necessarily true sometimes.
Or you are convinced now that that is a lie. Suddenly this all shifts, and suddenly it's
No,
no,
I
that is
just
a
would
lie.
need to see
Like all
evidence other
the
than
weird
you saying
tweets
it.
about being some kind of prison sex slaves by a Nazi that
Wait,
these
what are you
people made during the
talking
Capitol
about?
riot.
Are you
What I'm
okay?
talking about is what I've observed,
What?
and it is in your
Okay, wait.
subreddit. The
Hold on.
conversation
Wait,
about
hold
it.
on. Wait, hold on. This isn't a therapy session. If you have problems with
You
me,
have looked at the account. You have looked at the account,
what
right?
account? What are
And
you
I have
talking
to ask,
about?
this is not a therapy session, dude. I am
Here,
asking you
I'll
how
just
much.
mute for a second. Okay, so yeah, I muted you. Okay, well I can hear you, but they can't because I need to just. I'm here. If you have a problem with my behavior, do you want to talk about it? Okay, are you okay? You're not okay, are you? No, he's still going. He's still going. Okay, I've unmuted. Okay, so so did you have problems with me or
Yes, I do.
okay? I
Because
don't
you are the
know
one
anything about
facilitating the
this.
rebranding of these people.
So wait,
You are the
I'm
one.
looking. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at this Reddit post right now. I see a post on 4chan, and then another post on 4chan that mentions me, and then a third post on 4chan, and then some Discord logs where Shu doesn't seem to buy into the idea that she's dating anyone.
This
What
is
is
a
this?
conversation with her and him.
Okay. I don't have anything to say about this.
You're trying very hard to discredit this.
I'm not.
But
You
it
just
really
random
is
4chan
you're
posts.
trying really. This is not just random 4chan posts. There's literally screen caps of DMs in there and posts in private servers.
Yeah, I've seen all this shit about me and Shu too.
I mean, maybe you should encourage your audience to go and watch it and read it themselves.
Wait, why
then.
the fuck would my audience care, even if this is true, what Shu is doing in her private life? You realize how weird and stalkery you sound, right?
Private life? Private life? She went to the fucking Capitol riot with a Nazi.
Dude,
I mean, the
you
entire
claim-
thing that you predicated your streams on is that that she's now a reformed person. I mean, tell me this. How much of a leftist do you have to be
nothing that's
to date a
presented here
Nazi?
even looks
How
like
much?
evidence. Okay,
How
so
much?
are you? So you just came here to like complain that you're not fucking Shoe. Is that it? Like, this is really fucking weird.
Oh no,
I
I
hope
have a dating preference for women who can read.
I hope you
But
understand how
please,
fucking weird
you're
this
free
is,
to
right?
imply whatever you want to
No,
imply.
it's but
It
you
isn't
came
weird
here and you're
whatsoever.
like obsessed with Shoe. Like you're presenting like you might as well
No,
give me a
no,
fucking
no, no,
Kiwi
no.
Farms link. Like,
I am also
dude, look
annoyed
at it. Like
about
this
Hunter
corroborates right here.
Avalon and all the other people who you've rebranded,
What do you
and
mean
this
rebranded?
repulsive shtick that
Why
you're
don't we
pulling.
focus on that accusation? So you can watch the videos where I talk to these people. Usually what I do is I bring up things they've done that are negative and I talk about them with them about those things. And like if I like them, I like them, and if I don't, I don't. What do you mean by rebrand? What should I have done? Tell me.
You should have done nothing.
Not talk to them?
It is not your place
It's not my
to forgive
place.
people. It is not your place to forgive people for what they did to others.
What are you talking
It
about?
is not your place to do that.
So nobody should ever talk to anybody who anyone else ever thinks they've been wronged by.
Do you know what I did for most of 2019?
How can you talk to me? There are tons of
Do
people who
you
think
know?
I've wronged them.
Do you know what I did throughout most of 2019? You obese little twat.
Yeah, because you were in
I
my
spent
DMs
most of that
complaining.
fucking year. I spent
You were
most
in
of
my
that fucking
DMs
year.
asking for my help in
Shut up,
rebranding
you
your
fat
image.
twat. I spent most of that time reflecting, and I reached out to the people who I've hurt. I spent a fucking year doing that. I
Okay.
reached out to the people who I have hurt. I reflected on the years that I spent
Dude,
in the
I just have to say,
anti-SJW
even
sphere.
if I had
And
fucked
I
you
did
over,
so publicly. And I did so
Mhm.
publicly. And then
even
you
if I had
come in
fucked you over
and
really,
you
really bad
decide
in the
that the
past,
shtick has to continue, that the anti-SJW stick has to continue, that this entire way of making content, of this nasty response, talking over, screaming, bitchy shit
what?
that people like Warski and Sargon started, yeah, you basically just rebranded the anti-SJW style of making videos.
How?
That is what you did.
What? How?
Because that is how you make content.
Wait, how? By going over videos?
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
message anything. You don't do anything. All you do is just ramble. You
Oh.
turn on a microphone and you ramble.
Dude, who's rambling more in this conversation? I don't know.
Well, I make videos.
Wait, I do too?
research, I sit down,
What do you
I
mean?
write.
So wait, so to ramble on a video is to borrow Sargon shtick.
No, you continue Sargon shtick.
Oh, because he copyrighted rambling? What about Sam Cedar? Is he also a Sargon clone? He rambles like harder than me because he's a boomer.
Well, at least he seems to know what he's talking about.
Oh, so wait, now we've shifted it. Now it's not the aesthetic, it's the content. I see.
Well,
Dude, you're just mad at me. You're just mad. You're angry and you're sad and you're bitter.
It is the aesthetic. It is the aesthetic of what you do.
But he rambles more than I do.
Your content is extremely similar to what Sargon does. Turn on a webcam, talk about shit that you know nothing about.
Okay. What do I not know anything about?
Used to be
You
an
notice that you aren't
SJW.
answering
Now,
any
please, I
questions because you have
forgive your
nothing
sin.
to say. You're rambling. What do I not know
I'm
about,
not
by the way?
rambling.
What do I not know about? Are you drunk, by the way?
No, it's just free.
I'm trying to look for an
It's very
excuse
late.
to your behavior. So I just have to say, by the way, to move to an earlier point, because you're like
How very
drunkenly stumbling from
generous
one
of
to
you.
another.
How very generous.
Even if I
of
had
you.
wronged
now,
you,
what is your final solution to
mute
the
you
Jewish
again.
question?
so even if I had wronged you really hard back in like 2018 or 2017, with your behavior, I genuinely don't know if it would be productive to apologize to you. So I muted you. Did you hear what I said? Okay, wait, that's cool. Here, I'll repeat it. Okay. So, even if I had like fucked you over really hard in the past, I have a feeling that it wouldn't really be productive to try to talk with you about it because your behavior in Twitter, like from my interactions with you, has made you come off like a spiteful lunatic. It doesn't seem like it would be a productive engagement.
Are you surprised that I am angry with these people? I mean,
No,
are
I
you
didn't say you were
genuinely
angry. I
surprised?
said you were a spiteful lunatic.
It's
okay to be
spiteful
angry.
lunatic. You know, on the 22nd of December 2017, a Nazi called my mum, pretended to be a police officer, and told her that she had to come and identify my dead corpse because I had committed suicide. You know, I went through a year of bullshit.
Okay. Wait, did she
Because
make
the
that
people
call?
who I
Was she the one on the
Shut
other
the
end?
fuck up and let people finish, fat boy.
What does this
Shut
have
the
to do with
fuck up.
Shoe?
You know exactly. You know just as well as me that Shoe jumped onto that bandwagon.
Wait, Shoe
That Shoe
called
had
you?
deep alt-right associations.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
pretty
that.
weird. I talked with
You
her
know
about that.
that. You know that. And I am
Okay.
not the only person that she fucked over. You know that.
Okay. Why don't you talk with her? You can unabsolve her.
I did, and she lied to me. And I didn't appreciate that.
What did she lie about?
Well, she lied to me saying, I don't know why you are angry with me. I explained it to her in detail. And then a week later, she did a live stream where she just flat out lied, said, I have no idea why he doesn't like me.
Well, it might have been that you were irrational enough that she wasn't able to get a clear picture of why you were upset with her.
I was very calm in that conversation.
Are you sure that you're capable of assessing that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You
Right.
seem to be completely incapable.
If I had talked
of
with
assert-
Shoe, how should I have handled that conversation? Like, should I have brought the stuff up?
I
and
don't
she
think you
said-
should have handled this at all.
So I
don't
shouldn't have
think
talked
you
to
should
Shoe.
have handled this at all. No, you could have talked to Shoe. That's fine. You can
Okay, then
talk to whoever
how-
you can talk to whoever you want, mate.
Right.
But
then
this
how do-
impression you helped create that she's now this reformed leftist, it's just sickening. It's gross.
I don't think
Because
she's
there's
a
so many
leftist.
people out there who know it's not true.
She's a social democrat. I don't even think that she's a leftist. And I don't think at any point that I've said
I
she's
don't
reformed
believe she's
either.
anything. I don't believe she's anything.
Have I said?
I believe
wait,
she will.
chat. I'm actually asking.
I believe she will say whatever she has to say to get clicks and views.
Chat. Have I ever said that
And
she's
I think
reformed?
I believe you just facilitated a rebrand, and you shouldn't have.
But what did I do to facilitate that rebrand?
Jesus Christ!
No, I'm like,
Well,
because
you
you're
spent
saying
an
I can talk,
entire
but I
year.
can't talk. I want to know what the.
You spent an entire year, mate. You spent an entire year with her.
I've only talked
An
with her
entire
like 4
year,
times.
streaming her constantly. This fucking stream you did was, please talk about how much of a bad anti-SJW you used to be without ever actually addressing
I've only
anything
had
you
like
ever
a
did
couple
or
of streams
said.
with her. Like, what stream? Can you give me like a sentence?
And you
or a
created the
paragraph?
impression that everything she did was somehow irrelevant now.
I
That she had to
don't
take no
think so.
responsibility for anything anymore.
I don't
You did that.
think so.
You did that. You did that.
Okay.
You did that. Dude.
Okay.
You know that people think you did that.
No.
And if you don't want that impression out there, you should have counteracted it.
What
But you
impression?
chose not to.
I think I'll say this because we're going in circles, and I have a feeling that I'm enabling some really bad mental health practices on your part. But I will say that for the most part, I think that Shoe is actually.
Are
one
you
of
a
the most,
licensed therapist or something?
I think
you
that
always
Shoe.
make these kind of statements of authority on things that I doubt you actually have any authority to speak from.
If I was a
Are you a
licensed therapist, then this
therapist?
might be a productive conversation. But unfortunately, I am
Are you
not.
Are you licensed in anything, for that matter of fact?
What would I? What would I
I mean,
be
you
licensed?
always speak from this position of authority that you know everything that should
What
be
authority?
known
Wait,
on a
what
certain
authority
topic.
do I lay claim to? Do you know my degree?
Like,
It's a
and you always
bachelor's degree.
backpedal. You backpedal when people then call you out on that.
What?
I mean, what do you actually know? What do you
What are
actually have any kind of
Okay, wait,
experience
hold
in?
on. Bad mental health practices. Hold on. Oh yeah, I have a driver's license. I'm licensed to drive in the state of Washington, California. So there's that. Anyway,
So you can do Uber.
no, I think you need an extra license
That's
to
a
do
qualification.
commercial driving.
You can do Uber.
I can also drive to the grocery store. Anyway, for what it's worth, I do think that Shu is a really sincere person from my conversations with her. I do think that maybe Shu has been very flippant about the potential consequences of her behavior in the past. But I've seen something really special happen with her community over the past year. I've seen a lot of fans of hers who used to be really like ignorant to fascism, like center-leaning, fence-sitting, like kind of dipshitty types, really get more involved in left-leaning action. And like, I'm not saying they're
I
all
see a lot
hardcore
of
political
former
analysts,
Nazis
but
who are now the most vicious, bickering communists. Like you guys just facilitate a shift of people from one extreme to another.
good, fantastic,
really all you
better
do.
than being Nazis. Yes, good.
Better than being Nazis.
Yes.
Don't you sometimes wonder that you just continued bad behavioral practices? That these people still continue doing the bad things that they did 4 or
What
5
bad
years ago
things?
when they did them for someone else? Please, now you're being
No, no,
really
like
dishonest.
what? Like
You know
denying the
just as well as
Holocaust?
everyone else. You know just as well as everyone else who has been around or at least knows about what happened here 2 years ago that Nazi YouTube was a fucking vicious place.
Yeah, of course. And by the way,
That
the
it
online
doxed
left today is
people,
also
that
a
it
fairly
harassed people, that it swatted people, that it called bomb threats in on people, that it harassed people's
Are you
families.
asking me if
That
I
it really
have
made
people who
people's
make
lives
bomb threats in
miserable.
my community?
I do wonder if these people never actually came to the conclusion
Do you
that
wonder, or do you have evidence that they
it
don't?
wasn't in the name of what they did these things that was wrong, but that it was what they did that was wrong. That this kind of practice, this kind of way of engaging on the internet is wrong.
Okay.
Shouldn't be done.
So you have a problem with moving Nazis to the left if it's done in a way that doesn't force them to come to front with the bad behavior they used to engage in.
I said exactly what I said, man. Don't try to rephrase it.
Wait, I thought that was a charitable framing of your argument. Was that uncharitable? Did I miss something?
I said, if you just rebrand these people into being left wing, but they continue being nasty people, but they use you to rebrand themselves.
What do you?
If they join your community, they go into your Discord, they watch your streams, people who used to be some of the most vicious Nazis out there, and suddenly they're just left wing.
I don't know what you mean by rebrand. If there are people who enjoy my content,
well, that is what you do. You rebrand people.
If there are people who like my content and they're Nazis, they like my content. There are some Nazis who like my content, or former Nazis, and they move to the left. That's a good thing, and I would hope that I could facilitate that move in a healthy way, because I don't want people in my community who are
even if it is to a violent extreme and to a really nasty position. Well, the Pol Pot worshippers, the people who think that people should be killed because of disagreements.
Yeah, anybody can be reformed, but it's better they exist as a leftist than whatever they were before.
There we go, reformed.
Yeah, like reform, like they become a better person. Yeah.
Becoming a better person only comes through oneself.
Right, but you have to be exposed to the right information.
Personal reflection.
Right, but you have to be exposed to the right information.
Well, then it just becomes a rebrand.
Well,
if you really just only change the talking points, but not who you are, there's no value.
I don't know what you mean by
there's
who
no
you are.
worth to it.
Wait,
well, you can look at Shoe0nhead and you see a perfect example. Her content is the same style as she made back in the Gamergate days.
Yeah, because the style isn't what matters to me. The content.
It is so the style matters to you, and it's just the style.
No, but the content has changed.
The fact that Shoe0nhead still makes this bitchy, nasty little response videos, lashing out at people who can't fucking defend themselves, who don't have the means or the community to defend themselves. About?
I think
don't obfuscate. I mean, it is one of your favorite.
Asking clarifying questions tactics. Is the opposite of obfuscating.
You're not asking clarifying questions. You're obfuscating. It's like a 5-year-old going on, why?
What videos has she done where she targets people who can't defend themselves? She's made 5 videos in the past 6 months. Like, she's not a super.
And her Twitter is also part of this.
Oh yeah, she roasts people on Twitter.
Did you see that her content right now, like back in 2015,
I don't care if people are mean. That's not what I'm fighting against.
Her thing was constantly about like, oh, I'm bashing at wine aunts, and these. Supposedly,
you realize you've deflected off like 20 points so far, right?
No.
So to get back to an earlier point, do you think it's possible to reform? Do you think it's possible to reform a Nazi?
And interrupt. You can't even listen.
Do you think it's possible to reform a Nazi?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Then I try to do that.
Why is Shoe0nhead still making the same content, the bullshit content in the same style
that
she made in 2015?
The same content.
Why is she still
she's mean on Twitter?
No, why is she still bashing these 30-year-old feminists and all this shit? Why is it still this bad BuzzFeed take stuff?
Who cares? I don't care if she bashes BuzzFeed.
The output hasn't changed. Yeah, it does matter, and it does involve you, because now she does the same shit as she did 4 years ago, but suddenly it is called left-wing.
But it
is literally still the same shit.
No, the style has stayed the same.
No, the brand has stayed.
Okay.
The brand is everything that has changed.
Do you recognize there's a difference between style and substance?
Indeed, and there is no substance to what she does.
Okay. Do you recognize there's a difference between style and substance?
Yeah, there's a style.
Oh,
There's a considerable difference.
okay, right.
There's a
So
considerable
if a
difference.
person
But please
maintains
tell
the
me, what
same
is the
style,
substance? What is the substance? What is the
to
substance?
what specific video? What are we talking about?
Ah, now
Shoe0nhead's a
we have to
sock
go down
dem.
to the
Most of her
specifics.
videos are about sock dem.
Really?
Yeah.
What is social democratic about storming the Capitol?
Wh-
Fomenting violent revolution,
Wait, is
fomenting the
Shoe0nhead
murder of
pro
people.
storming the Capitol? Because
What
I've
is
talked to
social?
Shoe0nhead, and
What
I
is
think she's
what is
anti.
what is social democratic about dating a Nazi?
Wait. Can we go back to that first point? Because you're literally just making shit up right now. When did she come
I'm
out
not.
in favor of storming the Capitol? I've talked to her in private.
Oh,
She
you
is.
know, she made that tweet where she praised people marching with guillotines to government
Wait, hold
buildings.
on. Saying
That
that she
tweet she
thinks it's
made, where she's like,
cool that there's a
"Oh,
guillotine
writers,
outside.
join us because we could go and kill the elites as well."
She has not
That
said
tweet
that.
aged like fucking milk.
She
man.
has not said that. I know the tweet you're referring to right now. You're so desperate to get a gotcha on her. She was engaging in some pretty standard, irreverent guillotine promotion in favor of the Capitol. Yeah. The actual attack on the Capitol, though, she has been 100% against the entire time it took place.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine that in retrospect, it looks rather
Not
bad.
in
To have
retro. No,
praised
she hasn't. She was
assaulting
always.
government
Okay.
institutions. I mean, I can imagine that it looks rather bad in retrospect.
No. I've made the same takes, right? But just to cut here, I'll give you this one for free. Just a few months ago, I made a video praising, I think, Guatemalans for setting their Capitol building on fire because they were protesting economic austerity. And I stand by the content of that video. But that doesn't mean I'm in favor of what happened at the Capitol building.
And how social democratic is that?
Well, I'm not a social democrat, so not very.
Well, but she praised it.
The
How social
Guatemalan.
democratic is that?
Okay, I think
You know what democracy is, do you?
we've had a
And what it
productive.
means?
I'm very pro democracy. I think we've had a productive conversation. I legitimately don't know if you're
I don't think
inebriated
we
right
did.
now. I wish I'm being sincere right now. Okay, I do
Mhm.
think there's a problem when people get reformed too readily, where people's pasts get ignored. I don't think I've done that with anybody. If there's anyone I did that to, I think it was Chris Raygun, but you don't seem to have an issue with him. But the way you talk about these issues and these people makes you seem incredibly unhinged. If you ever want to talk about specific, like, ways to improve how to move people to the left, I'm legitimately interested in having that conversation with you. This just feels like I'm
I
defending Shu's
Mhm.
character against weird, fallacious attacks, which is not something I'm interested in
Okay.
doing.
Okay.
Shu makes mistakes. I don't know. I'd feel weird if she was defending me super hard too, because she'd probably fuck it up. And
It is not in my interest to move people to the left. I believe people should express their opinions and formulate them themselves.
But
But I do believe that you will be very detrimental to left wing YouTube. I'm not part of left wing YouTube, but I believe the style you do, this rambling, unresearched garbage,
it's a live
I
stream.
yeah, and it's like Warski show over and over
It's
again.
not the come
It's like
on,
the
man.
streams
I
that we
saw the
used to do with
Warski.
Sargon. It's like the streams we used to do with Sargon
So
as
you
well.
just don't like live
Just
streams, then?
rambling nonsense.
You just don't
No,
like.
I don't like rambling, badly
So
researched nonsense.
live streams, okay? Because
I
come on.
don't like the lack of responsibility.
Okay, wait.
I
Real
don't like
question.
just
Do you think I'm as smart as
painting
Sargon?
over things. Oh, that would be so much better, wouldn't it be?
Wait, I'm
Jesus.
asking you. I don't even know what you're implying.
Well, you are very similar to Sargon.
No, I'm
You
asking. Like, do you
did-
think I'm about as smart? Like, my content's about as smart. Like, it's
I'm,
about as.
I'm not in a I'm not in a position to make. Well, you didn't ask your content. You ask you.
Okay, then I'll
I'm not in a
clarify.
position.
Do you
I
think that
don't make a. I'm not in a position. You ask questions and then you interrupt people when they respond.
it was a
I'm not in
clarifying
a
question?
position. I am not in a position to make a judgment of your intelligence. But I can say that, yeah, I guess you're very good at marketing. You're definitely running a really good PR campaign.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
do you
I have
think
to
my
concede that.
content is as well thought out as what you would expect from a Sargon or a Warski live stream?
Yeah,
Okay, I
I think
think
it
that's
is.
very strange, but I'll take your criticism into
It is
consideration.
very reminiscent of what we used to do.
Okay, because I live
And
stream.
I dislike heavily that you are basically continuing the bad practices that people like me used to
By
participate in.
live streaming?
The type of content that should have fucking died in 2018.
Live streams? They're only getting bigger.
live streams. What's that guy called again? The guy who's basically your version of V. Fuck, I always forget his name.
Like for Vendetta?
No, V. You know, Sargon's little bald washer. You have one of those yourself.
I have many
what's
ball
his
washers.
name? I know, but this one is particularly weird. Sanderhall, exactly. Sanderhall.
He's never
Makes
actually
similar
washed my
content,
balls IRL.
and
It's clarifying for them.
And yeah, good for you. Good for you. And it's also the same kind of shit that V used to do.
What is V?
Picking random articles and rambling about them without actually reading them.
Wait, what article?
You do the same thing. You pick random articles, you pick random videos, you live stream your reaction to them. You don't seem to be reading them before you actually stream yourself.
Your issue is with live streaming.
Still does these hot take videos, picking random articles and random fucking wine aunts and whatever.
Your issue is just with live streaming.
It just continues. No, it is with this style of content, this cheap,
I think it's just live streaming that you have an issue with.
Bad style of content.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
No, I don't.
I'll give you the final credit on this. Can you think of a single video or issue that I have misrepresented or lied about or otherwise did a disservice to?
You have definitely did a disservice to Israel and the Middle Eastern conflict.
Wait, give me a perspective.
Jesus
wait, hold on.
Christ.
Give me an argument that I've made that you disagree with.
You said that Israel should be glassed.
Yes.
I mean, fucking hell.
Hold on.
The extermination of half the world's Jewish population.
Hold on. So
what do you think will happen when you glass a country? That the people will just get up and run away?
Hold on. So first
Didn't you think this through?
Are you okay? So please, hold on. First of all,
you always do this thing when you stream where you interrupt people and then insinuate that they are somehow not well.
That is something that I'm doing a lot in this conversation, I'll admit. But hold on.
Yeah.
Are you
okay? It is rather dishonest.
I'm going to mute you. So that was from 2 years ago during a live stream where I was reading an article from a fascist who was justifying Palestinian deaths, and I made a hyperbolic comment like, America should stop sending bombs to Israel and start dropping them on them, or something like that. The idea that I ever actually advocated for any violence against the Israeli people as like a policy position or something I sincerely believed in is ridiculous. I think after that quote, I immediately downplayed it and said, I'm kidding, of course, that was hyperbolic, but you get the ban either way. The idea, so like, if that's the best you can do at pointing out like how I misrepresent information, like me having a heated gaming moment that I immediately walk back, that I don't substantiate with any policy beliefs afterwards, then I think I'm doing pretty okay with my channel. Because I've said a lot of hyperbolic shit, but I think when it comes to making serious arguments, I'm very responsible.
I'm very grateful that you detailed it like that. Because this is exactly the shit that we used to do.
Okay.
That is exactly the shit that people like Sargon
anti-Semite, neo-Nazi.
No, shut up and finally, for once, let someone finish a point.
Finally, let you talk.
We used to do this the entire time. We made really nasty fucking statements under the pretense of it being edgy jokes.
Okay, what would I have to do to prove I'm not an anti-Semite?
No, oh, my God, you're trying to distract again.
No, what would I have to do?
I told you, we used to do this.
Wait, what would I have to do?
Look at Scrump. Scrump is a great example. He used to say, oh, black people commit more crime. And then he made a really edgy statement on it. Did you mute me again?
No, I didn't.
Well, I'm trying to explain this. I'm just explaining this to you, and you're trying to interrupt me, so I can't make my point.
Question,
I mean, it is what you do, but
what could I do to prove I'm not anti-Semite?
You just described what you do.
Wait,
you just described yourself.
What can I do?
Make these hyperbolics. You just described yourself. You make these hyperbolic statements, and then you just walk back on them and jokes. And that's exactly what we used to do.
You realize the difference.
The difference is
statements. The difference
and then
is
just walk back on it and say,
I have to mute now. I'm sorry. So the difference is sometimes I make hyperbolic statements and walk them back. The difference is that I'm not lying. That's the critical difference. He's still talking. So I just want to ask, last question. It's the question of the day. What would I have to do to prove to you that I'm not an anti-Semite? Go.
Why do you constantly have to mute people? Why?
Because
when they talk,
I'm asking.
Can't you let people finish?
Right.
I mean, you didn't answer the question that I asked before.
Okay. One last time.
Can't you see how you're doing the same bullshit that we used to do?
One last time.
Hyperbolic statements, walkbacks, the excuse of it just being an edgy joke.
I answered that. I don't know if you were listening. You probably weren't because you were talking over me, but I did answer that.
You didn't answer it.
I did.
You didn't answer it. You just brought up another
The
question, which is,
real
what do I
reason
have
and the
to
reason you're probably
convince you
frustrated.
that you're not an anti-Semite? Am I?
So wait,
It's a
wait.
very
I
obvious
just want to
answer
know
to that, which is,
what would I
don't
have
say
to
anything
do?
anti-Semitic.
What would I have to
Don't
do?
say anything that can be construed as such.
So wait, what can I do
Isn't
now?
that the lesson to be learned out of the community that I was part
So what
of?
could I do now to indicate I'm not an anti-Semite?
My God, I just answered the question and you repeat yourself.
No, what you said was don't
Just
ever do anything.
Don't. No, I said don't say things that can be construed as anti-Semitic. Don't, in the name of being some sort of edgy jokester.
That's not an answer.
do
Wait, what if you've
fucking
already
dumb
done that
shit.
though?
then you have to live with it.
Then you're so okay. So
Then you
your
have to
answer is there's
tackle it.
nothing.
Then you have to justify
This is
it. Then
hold
you
on,
have
wait, I'm muting you again. So this is your whole issue. You are a very vindictive person. I don't think you're interested in bringing people over. As you've indicated multiple ways in this convo, you don't have like an internal logic for moving people over ideologically. You don't care about people being moved over ideologically. And you're super fucking mad at the idea of me believing other people can change. I honestly think you just want to simmer in perpetual resentment and be super fucking mad forever, okay? But look, my dude, you're still trying to talk over me even though you're muted. Just look, okay? If you ever have a specific criticism, then I'm happy to hear it, but this is ridiculous.